the world's strangest technology-based sports. The universe of games is pretty much as fluctuated as any part of our lives, considerably more so than a few. An ever-increasing number of individuals are getting off the couch and engaging in sport. Here we will take a gander at 5 of the world's most peculiar innovation-based games. I'm certain there are a lot more out there, however these are 5 that I for one think would be acceptable and amusing to participate with. They're likewise the ones that utilization innovation in the absolute generally imaginative and fascinating manners. Segway Polo. The authority administering the body for this game that ranges across the world from the US and Barbados to the UK and Lebanon is the ISPA, or the International Segway Polo Association. The principles of the game are adjusted from other more regular polo matchups like pony and bike. With 4 8-minute areas, or chukkers, in a game, the point is to utilize your hammer to thump the ball into the objective. Any objectives except if coincidental can't be scored off something besides the hammer. The field gauges in at 200 feet, 61 meters, by 128 feet, 39 meters, with the objective being 8 feet, 2.4 meters, wide by 5 feet, 1.5 meters, high with a security zone around the boundary. As per the ISPA site, the latest champ of the WAS Challenge Cup is Barbados. Have a brief extra for 5 arbitrary realities? Challenging. This is an amateur ham radio-based game with the point being to connect with however many stations as the contender can in a particular period. These rivalries run on essentially the HF bands for certain special cases which coordinators have considered untouchable. The challenges attract a different number of contenders, and to enter a player should present a log of all stations reached. This should either be possible on paper or, in the vast majority's case, an electronic automated adaptation that utilizes programming to guarantee no copies happen. In case you're thinking about entering, here's a couple of tips from champs. Read the principles completely, check all gear for any issues, plan your food, drink and restroom breaks, and set up an arrangement. Robot dashing. A player dominates a robot race by having the best score. This is determined when taken to finish a course and the measure of designated spots the player comes to. One of the game's principal proficient bodies is the DRL or Drone Racing League. Every one of the robots are underlying house and their rivalries occur in various areas including stockrooms and game arenas. The pilots wear goggles that give them a first individual view when flying. This permits them to perceive what the robot sees, which is truly essential as the course is 3D and the robots leave perspective on the unaided eye for the majority of the race. Each lap a pilot is given another robot which is recently checked for right control and video feed. Versatile tossing. This game began in 2000 in Finland, however is currently spreading around the planet with titles and groups in the US right to the Czech Republic and Liechtenstein. Players toss cell phones and are decided on their technique and distance. There are 4 significant classifications: original or conventional, team unique, freestyle and junior. The first implies that contenders need to toss the telephone over the shoulder and the champ is the player who tosses it the farthest. Freeform is decided on the feel and inventive movement. Junior is for those younger than 12 and team unique is like original, yet the group scores are added up. Telephones that are permitted to be utilized change between occasions, with some determining a model and others permitting any telephone over 7.8 ounces, 220 grams, to be utilized. In the mobile phone throwing world championships these choices are given by the support. Robot combat. Robot battling is one of the more notable and, might I venture to say, cooler innovation-based peculiar games. The thought is very basic. Robots made by groups or people fight it out to see whose robot is both all the more remarkable and more amazing. There are various classes, competitions and relationships around the globe committed to this wearing monster, including the FRA, or Fighting Robot Association, and the Robots Live Rivalry. Similar to All Mindful at this point, there are even some TV shows devoted to robot battling like Robot Wars, which is especially mainstream in the UK, and BattleBots in the US. These distantly controlled demise machines are spectacular when you think about their innovative and mechanical arrangement. In conclusion, regardless of whether it's a Finnish man tossing a cell phone, or a group of Barbadian men moving around on segways, there are consistently those capricious individuals who will track down a dawning use for even the most commonplace articles and innovation. I without a doubt unquestionably feel rather happy these individuals exist in our universe of disdain and dreariness. What's to come is a secret stash to these people as innovation turns out to be further developed and more inescapable. You never realize we may all watch Segway Polo, similarly we watch soccer or football. Whatever the circumstance, keep your eyes stripped in light of the fact that I guarantee you, you will not be disillusioned.